Joining me now is the writer of that piece, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, whom we welcome to the show. Thanks for being here, Dana. And you write, with these nominations, we are telling survivors of sexual assault that they don't matter, that their trauma is meaningless, and that they should stay silent. So let's have you elaborate a bit on that. And does it start with merely being chosen, these picks, that begins that messaging?
Yeah, well, we already have a situation where 2 out of 3 survivors of sexual assault don't feel comfortable reporting these crimes to law enforcement. And when you pick, nominee after nominee that has some sort of scandalous behavior in their background, where they've been credibly accused of either committing sexual assaults or aiding and abetting it in some way, it sends such a negative message to these survivors that if they come forward, they're not going to be believed, especially when you have people who are in charge of these enormous bureaucratic agencies like the military, who's traditionally had a problem handling sexual assault cases against women who serve. So this message, I think, sets us back not years, but many decades.
How about general law enforcement and its pursuit of sexual assault cases? How does it affect that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is you have to have law enforcement officials who start out believing people when they come forward with these accusations and investigate these cases properly. But when you have people who are in these very high positions of power who can get nominated and who knows, maybe even confirmed, irrespective of their conduct when it comes to these kinds of activities, I think it tells law enforcement that these crimes are really not as devastating as we know they are. And it also sends a message to judges, to jurors, and to really the public at large that we're not taking these kinds of cases seriously. And people who commit these offenses really haven't done anything that bad. And nothing could be further from the truth.
So we know that President-elect Trump says that he plans to declare a national emergency now to secure the necessary resources to deport millions of undocumented immigrants. But experts say that's going to pose enormous financial and logistical challenges. So how might the diversion of funds to deport people impact our state and federal partnerships in human trafficking and cold case sexual assaults?
Yeah, well, I will tell you, we are really worried about this in our department. We have all kinds of partnerships that involve local, state, and federal authorities. And specifically, we work with, Homeland Security, we work with the FBI, we work with U.S. Marshals. And we've sort of already been told by some of those entities that some of our ongoing projects where we work to apprehend serial killers and, cold case homicides and human trafficking cases, that they don't know that they're going to be available to work with us in those kinds of cases in the future because they're going to be so busy diverting their finite resources to try to apprehend individuals who may be in the country illegally. And, irrespective of what your opinion is about ensuring that you're detaining undocumented people, the concern is a lot of those people, while they might be here illegally, and that in and of itself, it's a crime, it's a federal misdemeanor. But when you decide to use your resources to capture those individuals, as opposed to going after murderers and serial rapists and human traffickers, that we're making our communities a whole lot less safe by doing that.
Well, I mean, by that explanation, you're going to be focusing on this quite intently, it sounds like to me. Anyway, Dana Nessel, thank you so much, Michigan Attorney General. We appreciate your time with us.